Nedheads, back again. Episode 3 of Season 2. This is the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast. This is Kirk, and who is with me here? But, of course...
Jacob, what's up, boys?
What's up? We were just, it's a Sunday afternoon here as we record this in Florida. We were having some sandwich talking about the pros and cons on the hot versus cold sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out we're both hot sandwich pro fans.
Yeah, more often than not, a hot Sanny.
And
even a cold Sanny, I like a nice toasted bread on it, you know.
The only exception, and I mean the only, is like an Italian sub situation.
Yeah, with like a cold Italian roll on it, you know.
Yeah, I would feel like non-toasted on that roll.
Yeah, I feel you. That's definitely fair. That's traditional.
And
Very
like Jimmy
traditional.
John's never toasts any other bread, right?
They won't. They refuse.
I've never asked, to be honest.
They won't do it. They won't toast your bread.
It's against their protocol.
Yeah.
I've
definitely, in my tier list for subs though, Jimmy John's has moved down so much since I've started trying the other sub chains more, you know.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, and I will say I feel like I've been where you're at before, and then every now and then you go back, you're like, it's good for what it is, but it's not really what you want.
I just find that it doesn't have like a ton of flavor.
Yeah. You gotta add, no, that's why you gotta get the salt and vinegar chips. You gotta put the chips in the sandwich. You gotta do a bunch of shit to dope it up.
That could be a move.
100 every time. That's the only thing you do at Jimmy John's.
Every time I do put like the hot peppers on my sandwich, I ask for like the hot peppers in addition to it because I need to add a little bit of spice. Sometimes I get the kick and ranch on the side, do some dip action.
Yeah, I've never had that.
It's pretty good. It's got some nice flavor to it. But yeah, and because they won't let me toast my sandwich is one of the reasons why.
That's why the chips are a mandatory 100%. You need the chips.
Yeah.
The chips are non-negotiable for me at Jimmy John's.
But not every time I get chips at a sub place. Sometimes I just want the sandwich.
Yep, absolutely. But at Jimmy John's, 100% of the time for me.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Where are
That's
you ranking
my pitch.
your sub places on a tier list?
I think I'm going to go ahead and give Jersey Mike's the top tier on like just as far as chain readily available sub places that you can get.
Yeah, I agree.
Most of the time. After that, what is there? There's Jimmy John's. There's like...
Firehouse, Subway, Quiznos. I don't know if I've ever been to a Quiznos or if they still exist.
Yeah, I've never been to a Quiznos. Yeah, I'm not a huge Firehouse guy. Not a huge Subway fan. You know, Subway's probably bottom tier, definitely below Firehouse. Firehouse to me, the subs are always too wet.
I guess since we're in this specific area, you could probably also throw pub subs into the mix.
Yeah, of course, list. Pub subs. Yep, those are always strong. You know, something like a hot sandwich from Publix. I don't know if I would do that. Usually,
yeah. No,
but then it's like, you consider
what about
a
chicken tender sub?
Yeah. I don't.
That's a hot meat.
Okay. So there you go.
But usually the bread's not. The bread will be cold, which is a contrast you got there.
I will say I think I've been sleeping on that because I've never had one, and everybody seems to love them.
What, a chicken tender sub?
From Publix? Yep, never had it.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, they're really good.
I gotta get one just one of these days, just for lunch. I just drive over there.
Yeah, for sure. You could probably honestly split it into 2 different meals if you're having chips and stuff with it, because they give you a good amount of chicken tender on that sandwich.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But it's damn good. I definitely agree with you putting Jersey Mike's as number 1. I slept on it for so long. I wasn't really ever really going there because that was when I was on a big Jimmy John's kick, though, to be fair.
Well, they've only really been all over the place for the past couple of years. They really exploded a couple of years ago as far as opening locations and shit.
Yeah, but we had one here down on Tampa Road for the longest time, and I just never really went there. I went there like one time, like back in the day, and I wasn't like blown away by it. For some reason, I don't know why. Maybe I must not have ordered it right.
I don't know.
But I do like Firehouse Subs. My issue with it is that you can't really order them out because of the wetness factor of them. Like, you got to eat there. Once they serve it to you, you got to eat that thing immediately.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah, a lot of times, And then there's the whole local sandwich shop thing. That's its own
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, true. A nice local deli. There used to be a great sandwich place that I used to go to with my mom all the time that fucking closed, RIP. But it was a nice little sandwich shop. They always played like old school movies on the TVs you could watch. You know, you'd catch
Okay.
like a nice like early or late 90s like
Home
action
Alone.
film on the TV. Usually I feel like it was like almost always Independence Day.
Whoa.
You know?
Okay.
But yeah, no, it had a good vibe in there. So yeah, you can't discount the local sandwich shop.
Yeah,
Even
so-
with local chains, like we have Seminole here that has great sandwiches.
Yeah. So you guys let us know in the comments if you want us to do like a food podcast. I'd be into it. Something with
I think Will would definitely be into it.
something with a cooking element. You know, maybe we could do like a video element. That'd be crazy. Anyway,
Yeah, that'd be
we'll
cool.
probably get back into Ned World now.
Yeah.
After that, just to keep it pertinent to the whole situation.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it was a good ep. You know, both parts
yeah.
I think were solid. They had interesting ideas to them. You know, so the very first part of it was about school clubs.
Yep.
I was never a part of any official clubs. We were in film club, barely a club.
Yep. They had meetings. They had what would you say? Intermittently, bi-monthly, occasionally every now often, and like sometimes occasional meetings. Like
Yeah, it was like so random, and people would like, but we would like bring
it was like
videos to show each other.
The teacher would wake up. Stag would wake up and she'd be like, "Let's have a film club meeting this month."
Yeah, she was like, "Fuck it," and then people would jump on like the
Weirdos,
Facebook.
weirdos like
the
us
Facebook
would come
page
out of the
they made.
woodwork.
Yeah. And we had a whole catalog of movies we could show. We didn't even have to make a specific one for that class.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else there's just like, I've never made a movie before.
And I'm like, I've made fucking like 200 of them already.
We're just looking for someone to show it to. Look at this crazy shit.
Look at this bizarre art house film I made.
Yeah. There's a gamers club. That's the guy with the D&D dice. What's his name? Mr. Quest. Mr. Quest
Yeah.
is the gamer club guy.
He's wearing like a wizard's hat.
Yes, very zany. There's a
He's got some real weird kids with him that are just like shaking their like D20 dice and like little statuettes at people.
Yeah, the kids got a little dragon. Yeah, they're like very behaving in a strange way, in an in social way.
Yeah, I know. I was watching them in the background too, even when it was like not really focused on them anymore, and they were still doing it and making these bizarre faces.
Good job. I feel like that's nice.
Yeah, they really kept up their act.
Yep. There was a pottery club. There was a sewing club. There was a Ned's Declassified school, like a Ned Club, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah, Ned Club, and then there was also the
Missy's
like
Ned was alarmed by
Declassified class. What, Missy's class?
No, the Ned
Or club,
the,
I mean?
the Ned one.
Oh yeah, that the huge crew
Both.
puts on. Classic huge crew.
Yes, he was also alarmed by the Missy cult situation.
It was like almost the same name. It was Missy's Declassified School Manual, right? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, it was something like that. But basically, Missy's got a manual. Her underlings, she calls them Missy's buddies. She's got these kids brainwashed, basically, to be subservient to her and her alone.
Yeah.
She's got a bunch of mind slaves.
You know what I was thinking about before we even watched this episode too, when I was just like looking at the Prime Video thing. Why is it even called Declassified? Like, was it classified at some point? Was in elementary school? Elementary school, he wasn't giving anyone tips. He was just collecting them.
He was in the womb, and shit was just coming into his head, and it was all classified.
He's like, this is classified information. Only me and Cookie get it, and sometimes Mose.
And then he gets birthed into the world, and that's how we all get. It's a whole, Christ story. That's
he is a prophet, isn't he? He's the everyday kid's prophet.
Yes, every day.
He's got his sacred texts. But yeah, that was off topic. But that
Missy is like
it's just a weird name.
So basically, everybody wants to be popular, right? Who wouldn't want to, right? Everybody, it's just a given. Well,
yeah.
If you want to be popular, you can join Missy's buddies, and she will like tell you what to do, how to think, what to say, how to live your life, basically, and how to become a popular person. And she says everybody. Well, first of all, the rule is always agree with popular people. Whatever the popular people say, agree with them.
She wants you to be subservient.
She wants you to be a mind slave.
Yeah.
She says it's easy. She says everybody knows it's easier to be popular. Is that true?
No, false. It's easier to be weird because you could just do whatever you want.
Or just like an average, like nothing, just
Yeah.
a fucking person, an NPC.
Just a beige cloud that floats around.
But yeah, we find out that basically the difference between what Missy's doing and what Ned is doing, and I don't think this is true at all. I think this is an understatement of the difference. Like the guide, Ned's guide, right? Those are tips.
Yeah.
Missy's manual, those are helpful hints. I would say no. I would say that's incorrect, Cookie. That's Cookie's assessment.
Yeah,
The fuck?
Cookie, he was trying to defend her a lot.
Yeah.
More than Ned wanted to see.
I think he thinks he thinks she's hot. So
He might.
Cookie's a horny motherfucker, all right? So
Cookie's not tied down. He's not tied down to any one woman.
Cookie's a wolf. And a weasel.
Yeah, he is.
All these characters, all these mythical, like paganist, like symbols of the show that have been brought up, they come out in emotional manifestations. You see, it's very deep.
Yes. We also get a dope scene where Ned is undercover and he has like this really sweet outfit on where he looks like he's in like the Beastie Boys Sabotage video.
Yeah, exactly. That's
That had to have been the look they were going for, right?
I mean, it's just classic, and that's why they went for it in the music video, and that's why they went for it here. It's all part of the same lineage, I think. But the meetings, Missy's buddy meetings, are held in this room. The walls are pink,
Yes.
fucking pink. And this is at the school, so I don't know if she painted that wall pink. I don't know what's going on there.
I assume she did. It looked like it was specifically decorated for her club and only her club.
That's a federal, maybe state, maybe county for sure offense.
A federal offense to paint the walls? It might be. I don't know.
It's a school.
Are there federal schools?
This isn't a private school. This would be a different show if it was a private school.
That's true.
All right,
That would
this
be
is
like a
about
spin-off.
average freaking Joes. Okay.
Yeah. That's why you get such an assortment of interesting characters.
Yeah, there's
You
the
know?
Ned Club, which is the huge cruise club that they create, and Cookie wanders into that meeting.
Yeah, he does.
They're trying to find the cutest picture of Ned, and Cookie, luckily, carries a wallet-sized picture of Ned as a baby in a bathtub. Apparently.
Yeah, which is weird. That's definitely creepy that he has that.
Yeah, he whips that out, and they assault him.
Yeah, they do. They jump
Understandably.
on him.
You might be able to see baby Ned peen
He's got to be good friends with them at this point, right?
with the huge crew. Yeah, he's been in their crew.
He's
Like,
been in
literally,
cahoots with them since
before.
early season one.
They have no beef with him at all.
They have no beef. No, I think they may have beef with Mose after she.
Yeah, because
was
she's
in
a
the crew
girl
and left the
and
crew.
she's close to Ned.
But she was in and out of the crew too. Remember, she burned them when she left the crew.
Oh yeah, she's like an apostate.
She definitely likes to burn bridges with people.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah, throughout the episode, Mose and Susie are having these like little conflicts, these little wars in the different clubs.
It's really just like a rivalry, right? They
It's
just
a
like to
feud.
compete with each other.
It's a
Not
feud.
really a feud. I don't think it's anger fueled, right? It's more like just like we want to be better than each other. You know.
I don't
like
know how much
skill-wise.
anger is there. You think there's like a coal of anger still burning within each of their hearts, or is it mostly now they're pretty much friends, but they're like competitive,
Yeah, I really
rivals?
think it's just competitive. I think it's just competitive rivals.
Okay.
That's what it seems like, at least. I mean, it does get heated a little bit.
Yeah, they have a sew off.
Literally, with the first sew off, yeah, literally gets heated.
Yeah, they have a sew off where they're furiously sewing with the sewing machines, and the sewing machines start to smoke. I think did they just have to get broken up, and they couldn't.
Yeah, they just get kicked out of the
They get
class
kicked out,
or
yeah, they
the
get kicked
club. He's like, get out of
Oh
here.
yeah, that's where he goes. You guys should, because it's Monroe. He's obviously the sewing teacher. Duh.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys got to do kickboxing. So they go to the kickboxing class. They fucking beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they do. And then the next day when they come back, wounds are healed.
I'm talking about they had black eyes. They had patches of hair like ripped out. Teeth
Oh, and
missing.
also I forgot to mention. I think this was after Ned was in like disguise in Missy's club. She says that Ned's giving her a Ned ache,
Yes,
which
good,
I thought
good
was
line.
pretty clever. Good wordplay.
Yep.
But yeah, they end up having like a montage, right, of electives, and also actually the other storyline with Cookie is that he's starting his archaeology club.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's digging tunnels. So there's a tunnel montage.
It's really like a mole
with-
man
with-
club.
Yeah, it is. It's with Cookie, Ned, and Lisa Zemo.
Obviously.
And they're digging, and then we're also getting the rivalry going on.
The rivalry between who?
Mose and
that one. Okay,
and Susie, yeah, because they start going through all the classes that they're getting kicked out of. Or I keep calling them classes, all the clubs they're getting kicked out of.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, those are the different plot lines going throughout the episode. So Ned is with them while they're digging through the tunnels, which really the inside of the caves. I mean, the inside of the when it shows them doing what they're doing, digging through what is supposed to be the walls of the school, it looks like they're underground in caves.
Yes.
So I don't know if the school is like 300 years old, built into the side of a mountain.
Well, that's what I've never understood about the tunnel systems, It doesn't look like it was between walls. How could this work? Is it built into the side of a mountain?
It's very zany. Yes. Ned falls through the roof, and he falls through the roof into the Ned Club meeting. And so right on the table, he's fucking splayed out for them to do what they will to him. The huge crew.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, and so Cook and Lisa are there left, to just fucking watch this horror scene unfold.
It is brutal.
They're watching it's an exploitation movie.
Like a 70s exploitation movie.
Another club that Susie and Rose do is the ping pong club.
Oh yeah, that was a good little scene there.
Yep.
They were scoring at each other like crazy.
Yeah, violently.
Kids were hiding behind like that little basketball stand, and they were getting hit with the ping pong balls.
I guess they recover Ned somehow. It's like from the huge crew basically, and so now they're back in the tunnels. They strike. They're working with a pickaxe through the tunnels, through the caves, and they strike Sweeney's helium tank.
Yes.
And then they start.
They also strike a water pipe.
Yeah, that was funny.
That blasts them.
It blasts them and then it stops, and then it blasts them and then it stops, and then it blasts them for like a really long time. The rule of three, which was played a key part.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, and then that's when they hit the gas, which their voices basically are pitched up because it's supposed to be helium that they're just being suffocated with in this tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it would take to kill them. Eventually, it would kill them.
It definitely would. They would basically suffocate, right?
Yeah.
If it was just too much helium.
Yeah. Have you ever done that with the helium?
That'd be brutal. No.
Yeah, I've never really done it either. No.
Hasn't really come up, People seem to like it.
Yeah, it's a classic thing some people do.
Jokesters.
Yeah. Uncle types.
But yeah, eventually they end up striking where they want to, and they reach Missy's club, the little room that she's in.
That's right.
And they bust through her poster, lip first.
Yeah, they have a poster on the wall. Ned turns it into a glory hole poster of her with just a mouth hole. And so he puts his lips up to the mouth.
That's fucked.
And starts talking like...
And
at first, I guess they just think it's her, or like they think it's like some sort of spooked, bewitching thing that she did.
They
like, she's got eyes all over the world. Holy shit.
But then he's like, no, it's me, Ned. And he's like, listen, guys, you don't need to just be servants to this lady. You need to think for yourself. Are you even having fun? And they're like, no, we're not having fun, Ned. And then he gets pulled at lip first out of the poster.
Yeah, so Missy has these two huge guys that are like so tall that you can't see their head. You just see up to their neck, and they walk around looking strong and manly. And so one of them comes around and yanks Ned lip first out of the wall, busts the wall.
It's sick.
Yeah,
it's a really funny idea though, to pull someone by the lips.
It's fucked up. They turn purple.
Yeah. But then everybody is like, yeah, no, we don't want to be in your club anymore. And I think they end up all joining the archaeology club with Cook, right?
Everybody's just in the walls.
They all live in the walls now. They have a wall society. Everybody lives in the caves.
That's got to be like a bootleg underground like club.
Oh, for sure. I don't think he has a teacher sponsorship.
No way.
I don't think it's school official.
What the fuck teacher would sponsor that?
I don't think they'd want people digging in the walls.
If anything, it would be like Gordy's the sponsor.
That'd be good. He wasn't in this episode.
No, he was not.
Either part. He must have been busy doing something.
Who knows?
But then, so there's some like end of episode tips that we get to. And Ned is like, don't be afraid to try a bunch of clubs. Also, don't be afraid to start your own if you can't find one that you like.
Yeah. And then the Susie...
Those are the only two tips that he says, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The Susie thing, they end up... Mose and Susie are in the Gamers Club with Mr. Crest. And they are playing some sort of role-playing game with the little figures, but they're doing... it's a game that you can play rounds of, so I don't think it's Dungeons & Dragons, because that would take longer, right?
Yeah, it's not Dungeons and Dragons.
I
think that's the vibe that they were going for with the class, with like all the D20s that the kids were holding it and like different sided die.
Well, having figurines
definitely
like that.
Wasn't. And then at the very end, Ned gets decimated by the huge crew again because he gets tricked into going into a classroom.
Yup. So he got his, whatever they did to him, that happened again. So.
Yeah, I don't want to think about what happened to him.
Who knows? Anything could have happened.
So what are you thinking you're going to give this episode, this part?
I think I'm going to go with like an 8. I feel.
Right on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I'll go at 8.
I think I'm going to hit it with a 7. 7 out of 10.
Sure.
It was nice. It was a solid ep. Had some good ideas. Had a good montage sequence.
True.
And then the second part is video projects, which I've definitely personally done a fair amount of those. Not in middle school ever.
No.
That was not a thing.
Definitely not in middle school.
But in high school and definitely college.
Did you ever do one on tape, though? Recorded on tape?
No, never on tape. The first camcorder that I ever bought had mini discs in it. So I was never on tape.
How the fuck did they edit this shit? Because I assume everyone, Ned for sure is shooting on like little mini cassettes, or whatever they're called, like the film equivalent of that.
Apparently they were filming on the mini cassette tapes, but Cook was like editing that shit like with digital editing. So I don't know. Was he converting?
He must have had to
Was
have
he
been
converting all the tapes?
He must have been converting the tapes. That must have been the only way.
How did he have that equipment?
You know.
Also, they kept doing scenes where like he would have needed a green screen.
Yep.
And they never had a green screen set up.
He had that good like.
So how's any of that work?
He was using like the lasso tool or whatever, like hardcore a lot, like zooming in really.
On every frame? Every frame doing that?
Yeah, he spent 1,000 hours editing this minute of footage.
Even if he's shooting at like 30 FPS, that's gonna be a nightmare. But yeah, so it starts off with like Ned and Cook agreeing to do a project together for Mr. Monroe's class. He just wants him to do any sort of video project, I guess. Just make a cool video.
Yeah, I guess.
And then Moses' class, in Mr. Wright's history class, he wants them to learn how to make documentaries.
Yep.
Which I feel like makes a little bit more sense than the life science one.
Yeah, the life science one is just like, do whatever you want. Like, That's not. You
Yeah,
can't.
I feel like he was like running out of ideas for class, and he's just like, all right,
He's like,
why don't you just make a movie and we'll watch
I can't
it?
just keep inspecting the baby every week. I've got to fucking have some end game in mind here.
Yeah, like what is he even teaching these kids?
He's teaching them how to have a baby.
Because it's like a home ec / health class,
Yep.
but it's not fully home ec because they're not cooking anything.
No.
Or cleaning.
Cooking
They're
is
just,
a,
like,
cooking is a
taking
different
care
class
of a
taught by
baby.
the lunch lady. So
Taught by lunch lady, yeah. Which you'd think that just they would have just combined the class for the for the ease of being a middle school class. Like, why would there need to be separate whole curriculums for these things?
it's a good question, Jake.
Like, I'm not going to trust a middle schooler cooking a full dish.
You gotta get them. You gotta throw them into the fucking ring. It's like Chopped kids. That's a thing.
That's true. Or the Gordon Ramsay has a version of that show too.
Yeah.
Where he just has kids like go off and cook.
Fucking raw, you little. Fuck.
No, man.
I know he's nice.
He's
to the
nice
kids.
to the kids.
Yeah, Mose wants to do the documentary for Mr. Right. She decides to do it on him because she's a fucking teacher's pet, you know?
She is, yeah. Everybody leaves the class right when the bell rings,
Yep, and she
as
sat
he's
there.
like in the middle of talking.
Yep.
And she sat there and waited for him to finish.
Yeah, I think.
What a nice lady.
Yeah, so basically we find out I would say Mr. Right is a somewhat damaged man.
I would think I think he definitely is.
Okay. Yeah. So there you
He
go.
seems to really care a whole lot what the kids think of him, and he wants them to think that he's cool.
Yeah, but like in a way that's like he's clearly not being genuine.
Yeah.
He wants to be admired for a fake version of himself.
Yeah, like a child version of himself.
Yeah, a hip guy that like rides
Willy
skateboards.
Wonka-esque.
Yeah, he's a Willy Wonka riding skateboards with like motorcycles with young women.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of guy.
Well, she
A
wasn't.
player.
It wasn't like she was a kid or anything. She was like a.
No, he's not a pedophile. Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking younger
Not
than
trying
he
to throw
was,
allegations around on Mr. Right.
Don't you think?
Hmm.
She was younger than he was.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, she was probably like early 20s. She was like some sort of like Ukrainian
That's
model.
fucking young. That's fucking young for how old he was.
How old do you think Mr. Right is?
He's like, I don't know. That's
What's,
probably more than 50.
what's he like? You think he's 50?
Doesn't he have like gray hair? I know not everybody that I'm not good at this.
I feel like he's probably like. I think he's probably like 40. I think he's easing more towards 40 than 50.
Sure.
Yeah.
I could see that easily.
But yeah, so then Ned starts rifling out some tips.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it short is top tip. Make sure the video's not long as hell because people won't want to watch it. And that's where we see the bullies like filming some sort of art piece where they're just watching paint dry on cardboard.
Yeah. Oh, also Ned and Cookie, the rivalry has been space movie versus ninja movie.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so they're kind of they're feuding. They go, space movie, ninja movie, blah, 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 blah. They'll go back and forth with that, and then Mose suggests they flip a coin. And so basically Ned wins the coin flip.
Yep. So it's gonna be a ninja movie.
So they're filming some ninja shit.
I mean, it's pretty dope. I like the costume that they had.
Oh yeah, it's very like 90s VHS, 80s 90s ninja movie feel.
Yeah. Oh, it's also there were a couple other tips too that Ned gave out. It was
Get an early start.
make sure you get a head start, get friends involved, and quickly erase bad or embarrassing things. So Ned was all about the cover up. Make sure nobody sees you doing any sort of sketchy shit that could get you fucked up later.
It's because he's a dirty motherfucker.
He's screaming obscenities at people and slurs, and he's like, all right, delete the footage.
Yeah, it's weird shit. Very weird.
But yeah, so we get the Mr. Right entering the school on a skateboard.
Yes.
Which is pretty bizarre. He's
Pretty
like
dope.
talking with all this like kid lingo, or at least he's trying to.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's like, hey kids, what's up? I'm over here. Well, you know, I got, I can't.
Yeah, we get like a dope effect too that they use for like the POV shot of him.
Yeah. Cookie makes it into a Space Ninja movie via, behind the scenes video effects, editing, and mastery.
Yes.
He
doesn't even use any of the good Ned footage. He uses footage of him just like stretching.
Yeah, it's crazy. From the get-go, I don't know why they didn't just how about a Space Ninja movie? It's like the most obvious compromise.
Yeah, it should be easy. They're both like silly genres, so
Yeah.
you can really do anything with it, especially in middle school. It's like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah. There's a video of Martin Corley that goes out. Did you go into that when he said erase everything?
No, I didn't jump into that.
Because that's what that leads to.
Yeah, it's like they're basically like parodying the Star Wars kid that was like a viral meme back in like the E-Bombs world days of the internet, like pre/damn early YouTube.
Yeah.
So he's like in the AV closet or whatever it is. It's basically a closet, right?
Yeah, it's a closet. He's
The
filming
AV club.
himself. It's a storage
And
closet.
he's using like a broom as like a double-edged lightsaber. It's pretty. I mean, it's badass.
Good moves.
Yeah, great moves.
And everybody's
we've
laughing
done it
at him. They're
before.
like, look at this fucking bitch.
I don't know why they're making fun of him so much, dude. Ed looked like fun.
Yeah, I don't know. They must not know about dueling.
Yeah, dude. We used to duel. We had the dueling swords that we would use.
Yeah, you still got him.
Yeah, they're in the closet.
We even broke them out though.
To give you guys a visual what those look like, it's basically like a foam or
The whole
like
thing
padded,
starts with a piece of wood.
Yeah, a wooden handle and then like a padded blade that you can really just whack someone with.
Yeah.
But it's got like wood inside of it, right? Or is it like a plastic
I think
thing?
it's
that
wood
keeps it
all
nice
the way
and-
through.
Keeps it nice and
I
firm.
would think it's wood all the way through. That'd be
They're
my
all
guess.
duct taped up though, because we really went kind of hard with
Yeah,
them.
you tear the foam up. So you get a good seal of electrical tape on there and it creates like a hide.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely relate with him. I don't think that he did anything weird or anything. I guess it's just because he was by himself.
Yeah. So he's kind of hiding throughout the episode to hide himself from the ridicule, basically.
Yeah. Have they done just a straight bullying episode yet?
Did they? Yeah, I think they did.
Because they always hint at it. They're always
no bullying.
There's like bullying in every
it
single
comes up
episode.
constantly, dude. It's an everyday
It's
thing.
so much.
Yep.
It is, yeah. I think that's a good thing that this show really showed was that bullying is just a consistent everyday thing that is kind of fucked.
Oh, one thing I will say, I remember now that Mr. Wright said about skateboarding. He said it keeps him connected.
Right on.
He didn't say what it.
Well,
kept.
with the street, with the with.
It's up
with
to
the
you.
people?
Whatever you think. You got to fill in
Okay.
the blank there.
But yeah, the Space Ninja movie that
Even the teachers
Cookie-
make fun of
that-
Corley though.
they do that, which is brutal. The teachers making fun of him, I think, is actually very fucked. Like, why would they? I mean, I guess they were by themselves, so they weren't like making fun of him openly in front of people.
How did the fucking video even get to them though?
They posted it on frickin' the school website, probably. I don't know. Maybe it's on the Ned Universe version of YouTube.
Someone uploaded it to Vimeo.
On Vimeo. Maybe. Speaking of Vimeo, Cookie is like an auteur when they go to film on like the theater's stage. He's wearing like a dope beret and he has a monocle. The monocle has like the little recording thing or computer chip on it and everything.
Yeah. Good look.
Ned's
polka
like
dot
hanging
ascot.
from the fucking ceiling. Yeah, he's got the dope ascot. He didn't have one of those big megaphone things though.
Did he
right?
have
He
fluffy
should've had one of
poofy
those.
pants? Like the pants where
I
the
don't think
thighs
he-
go real big?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't think he.
Where are those from?
I
Why
don't
is
think
that
he stood up?
Why is that a thing that I can visualize?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it may also be in some other forms of wardrobe too. Because I've been watching Seinfeld recently, and I don't know if you remember Elaine's boss, Mr. Pitt.
Yeah.
he has those kind of pants on when he's about to go like horseback riding. So I have no idea.
All right, well maybe the jockey pants. I don't know.
They might be, but I can't picture like a normal jockey wearing pants like that.
No, I don't know.
They just wear like those colorful outfits, you know.
They're just like real
I mean,
tiny.
what was the last time you went to a horse race?
I've been at a horse track, I think, one time in my life ever, and it was like a couple years ago. I think I was I don't even know if I was 18. I think I was pretty.
Yeah, they're not that fun. I've been to.
It looked like a good time. I didn't have a particularly good time.
Yeah, I've been to a horse track a couple of times because like my grandpa in like his Rotary Club, they always sponsor it. So like every now and again, he's like, "Come on down," and we're like, "All right, I guess."
Go to the fucking track, Jake.
Yeah, it's for charity or whatever.
Have a whiskey. Get sloshed.
I didn't have a whiskey. I think last time I had
down.
like a Bud Light, and it was probably like $6 or $7.
Suck the cigar.
No, I haven't had a cigar in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get fucked up with that shit. But
yeah, do you still not smoke cigars ever since you got sick smoking one?
I've smoked like a handful. I got like some in Cuba, and I smoked like some of those. Some of those got fucked up though, so I had to get rid of them. I guess I didn't keep them the right way. Yeah, it's fine though. It's whatever. Like, cause like I don't.
They get like.
I don't really smoke.
Like damaged from like humidity or something.
Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy it that much. You know.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean it's definitely an occasion thing.
There's other things that, to do with yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, so then the next part is I think when Mr. Right is in the hallway with the motorcycle and the chick, and he has
Correct.
like the bullies come in and like say a couple lines. There's like, I mean, this documentary is scripted as fuck.
That's where he really hams it up. Well, he hired them. He hired them to come in and be like the hype men of his existence, because Mose didn't know that they were going to show up. Mose is like, all right, we're filming this here, all natural. He fucking comes in on the motorcycle in the hallway with this chick, behind him, straddling him, really. And the hog,
For sure.
his hog. And then they pull up, and then the bullies walk over, and they're like, hey, Mr. Right, you're like the coolest or whatever and shit. I don't know, like very unconvincingly deliver some lines about how dope of a man that Mr. Right is.
Yeah. And this is where Mose really draws the line. She's like, I'm not making a fake documentary. I'm not about that fake news shit.
Yeah.
She puts a big stop to it.
She's a true documentarian.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm not having no pre-fucking recorded fake shit. I'm real. This is filmmaking.
And she basically makes Mr. Right see the light. And he has his big confessional where he's like, I just wanted people to think I was cool. And she's like, you are cool. Or whatever.
She's like, don't be such a bitch, you loser.
That's what she should have told him. Should have been like, who gives a fuck? You're a fucking middle school teacher, dude.
These fucking kids, they're fucking losers too. Why do you care about all these losers thinking about you?
She's like pointing at the bullies when she's calling them losers.
She's pointing to Corley. He's
crying in the corner. Coconut Head wasn't in this episode.
No, he hasn't been in either half of them.
Where's he been?
I don't know. Maybe he was striking.
But yeah, so
he was on a SAG strike. This.
Maybe, yeah. He's like, I'm not getting paid what I should be. I'm working extra hours. Martin Corley's making double my rate.
Yeah, he's like a communist.
And then so Mose makes her real documentary on Mr. Right, but then still adds the skateboarding bit at the end, which is kind of still fake and against what she was saying before. So what the hell, Mose?
Was that not really him on the board?
No, because remember he says that his nephew was the one that was skateboarding.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense now.
His stunt double. He said he couldn't find a stunt double his size.
Yeah, because the way it's shot, it's clearly he comes in the frame just like from being right out of frame at the end to make it look like it's him landing it.
Yeah, they just cut to his face for like reaction shots.
And he's struggling to like stand up on the board.
And then what was one of the last tips is that make sure you use a protector tab on your tape, which I didn't know was a thing for like rewritable mini tapes.
Yeah.
Because Because they get their whole project fucked. Because Ned, for some reason, presses record when he's like feeding the baby cereal or some shit.
Yeah, you can always rewrite over those, you know.
Yeah, which is a shame. Rip all that good footage.
Yeah, it's an interesting aspect of it. You just reuse it.
And then they help out Martin with their project. They basically add in his footage of him being the Star Wars kid in the closet, and they put him basically attacking / fighting ninjas.
Yeah, and I don't know, like you said, I don't know how they did that without a green screen.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
But they did it.
Because it would be so hard too. Because in that, there's not even like a flat background. He's in like a closet with like shelves everywhere and equipment.
Yeah, but they did it.
And it's like it was like dark. It was dimly lit.
Do you think that they cut to a separate take of him with the swinging the thing around against the green screen and use that?
Maybe. I mean, you mean like for the actual show, like creators?
No, I mean like for when he's in the ninja world where he's like on like it's like he becomes outside and he's beating the ninjas off.
I mean, I don't think that Ned and Cook went back and re-recorded anything because it looked like it was a shock to Martin.
No, I meant like really in the show. How do you think they did it?
Yeah, that's what I asked the first when I said the people that were making the show.
My bad.
Them probably, yeah. Or the whole thing was originally shot with a green screen and they just had the AV closet as a different background.
I guess that's possible too, but it didn't strike me as a.
It didn't look like it, but I'm just saying like that could have been, or they could have tried to match it with green screen. Although they didn't show any bloopers with a green screen, so who knows?
True. What
they actually did.
Yep.
If they didn't, fucking good work.
Yeah, but then
did a good job.
Yeah, they screened the movie. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves Crowley because they're like, you're like a ninja fucking warrior, dude. You're like cool again now.
Yeah, they think he's cool for some reason.
Like, why wouldn't he's like I still want you dead, brother.
Even though fucking like nothing has changed, but for some reason everybody thinks he was badass.
Because he fought the ninjas off in the movie.
Oh, and also the Bullies made a movie. That's like a slasher movie with the baby as the
looked pretty dope.
As like the slasher. It was really good. You could see them adding ketchup in one of the shots. You could like see the bottle. That's some good shit. That's some good B movie shit right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that episode. I think that I am gonna rate this one a little bit higher. I think I'm gonna go 7.5 because I like the subject matter.
That's fair.
And I liked the documentary stuff with Mr. Right. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up. It's gonna end up having. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 too.
Nice. A little bit lower.
A little bit lower for me, but yeah, still a strong episode. Like you said, yeah, the Mr. Right stuff's very good in this one. It's different for him because he's usually very straight, and he's very zany in this one.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you got any final words for the Ned heads?
No, I don't think so. Again, just let us know about if you want if the food was the food talk. Do you guys like the food talk? I like doing the food talk. So.
Yes, I agree.
But yes, the show's going good. It's a classic show. This show that we're watching here.
Mm-hmm.
Drake and Josh is still done. Still not coming back.
Yeah. Nope, Rip.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But yeah. All right. Well, peace out, Ned heads. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time for some more Ned's Declassified.